Yes, I've attempted to take my life, but I've also lost 8 people I love dearly to this atrocity that plagues our country today. Not the least of which was my biological mother, Marcia. May she rest in peace. And the most recent was one of the foremost advocates of brain health and violence prevention this world has ever known. His name was Jeremy Richmond. He was a man I called brother. Concerns of the family. And for all that you have lost, and for Nate, this presentation is for them. So before we begin, before I share with my story, we must hold immeasurable gratitude for the very little time we had with them. We must appreciate all the moments that were positive, beautiful, and filled with light. Let us honor their memory tonight by very soon holding a moment of silence. But before we do, I want you to consider something. Consider never letting go of the individual you knew before they ever got sick in the first place. The light that exuded from within them and the beauty. The last warm smile you saw on their face. The last time you heard them laugh. The last embrace they gave you. Hold that right here and never let it go. I celebrate the lives of those I lost with family and friends who love them just as much as I do. Because the only way to properly grieve a suicide is together, without blame and with no guilt. It doesn't belong to you. They did not die because of you or in spite of you. They died because of an epic and unrelenting, lethal emotional pain that had nothing to do with you. That guilt is not yours to bear. It is too much for anyone's shoulders, no matter how strong, no matter how tough. I know Rhode Island's filled with tough guys. Anyways, men and women, individuals who are going through a hell of a lot of pain right here, right now. So let us take this moment of silence for all of those that we have lost this way. You heard my words in the video. All I needed the day I found myself standing atop the Golden Gate Bridge walkway, believing beyond a shadow of a doubt that I had not one other course to take but to die by these two hands from that lethal emotional pain. I believed I was worthless. I felt I had no value. I thought my family hated me. The perceived burdensomeness that people in this situation of lethal suicidality find themselves in, believe themselves in, had tunnel vision. All I could see was my end because of that pain. Ladies and gentlemen, what is the one thing you want to happen when you find yourselves in excruciating physical pain? What do you want that pain to do? Go away, stop, end. That's physical pain. I argue that brain pain, which a great many of us suffer from, brain pain is at least 300,000 times worse than any physical pain I've ever experienced. And I think you know I've experienced extreme physical pain. But it's never come close to the enemy I battle within every day. On September 24th, the year 2000, I was 19 years of age. 2 years prior, I'd been at Archbishop Reardon High School performing in a play, a show called How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. I was playing a character they call Gatch. On the stage, just like this, looking out into an audience of 1,200 people at 17. And I began to believe in a bit of extreme paranoid delusion, what I'd never experienced before. I began to believe that every single one of the 1,200 individuals in that audience were there to do one thing: kill me. It was my first severe symptom of that disease they would later call bipolar. The very same brain disease both my biological mother and father had before me. They would take their lives. My birth mother would die of suicide. My birth father would die from drugs. And I stood on that stage believing 1,200 people were at any moment going to rush it and take my life. Let's just stop right there for just a minute. What do you guys do if you thought 1,200 people were coming to kill you? Any audible answer would do? Go.
Run.
Run. Thank you. Who said run first? What's your name?
Spence.
Spence, nice to meet you. Round of applause for Spence. She said run first. Hey, you win the prize, Spence, so that's good. Because you can clear there's no prize, but you're a winner, that's what counts. And so I run off stage. I run to the lobby. I'm met there with Mr. John Fennell. John Fennell was the theater director of my high school. He was the greatest teacher I would ever have until today. And John Fennell, he was a character. If you met John Fennell in his heyday, we knew him as kids. He had a haircut from 1987 in the year 1997. His mustache was from 1962. Yeah, that's John. And if you did anything other than what John Fennell told you to do on stage, he'd take his left thumb, he'd place it in the right corner, pocket it out, he'd pop it out, making loud, echoing popping sound throughout the entire theater, and he would say, Hines, that's the sound of your head coming out of your... Anyway, that's what John Fennell would do. I'm not going to finish that sentence, that would be inappropriate. He would every day with me multiple times, because I always did things he didn't want me to do. And it was just our nature, you know, and he would become my greatest second father figure, John. Tragically, after we, right around the time of graduation, after he and I would have a big blow-up fight in front of everyone, my second father figure would take his life. That's a story we don't have time for. On that day that I thought people were coming to take my life, I ran off the stage, I ran to the lobby. John meets me in the lobby, and he sits me down in the theater treasurer's chair, which was very fitting. At the time, I was the theater treasurer. Yes, I got unopposed, and I won because I'm a champion. And some of you didn't get that. Nobody ran against me. And so I run to the lobby, he sits me down in the theater treasurer's chair, and he says, Hines, he always called me Hines, can you please finish the performance? It's not even intermission yet. What are you doing? And I just babbled incoherent nonsense for the next 10 minutes. John could not make out 3 words in a row that made sense. He very soon thereafter called my mom, Deborah Joan Hines. Let's talk about Debbie Hines for a minute. Debbie Hines is a consummate optimist. You know the kind of optimism that's annoying. Mom, it's not that great of a day, stop smiling, calm down. You know, when I was a kid in grade school, I'd often get bullied and hazed and things like that because I didn't look like the other kids. I'm mixed, part black, part a lot of things, and the kids had problems with me. They would, frankly, the 8th graders would take a 4th grader, me, and hold my head down every day and say, swing, little N-word swing. Or they would pull my ears as hard as they could behind my head and say, whistle, little N-word whistle. But they simply wouldn't say anything at all. They would just pick me up, turn me upside down, and shove me face first into a garbage can. And then tell me that's what they believed I was. That happened on a daily basis. It wasn't that, it was Mike Mears and Tony Rivera holding my arms and punching me in the gut so nobody saw the bruises. In fact, I didn't tell anybody about it because I was too afraid. And it was 4th grade, the first time I ever had auditory hallucinations, voices in my head, you wonder why, and trauma. And I would come home crying to Debbie Hines, the consummate opposite, the kind of lady that doesn't see that life, the glass half full, half empty, it's always toppling over with options, right? I'd come home crying. This would be my mom. Her hand to her hip, and she'd do this. Oh, honey. And when she does this, it makes sense because she has hair. And she'd say, oh, honey. Oh, well. No, Mom, it's not an oh, well situation. There were banana peels in the garbage can. Oh, well. Let it go. When I was a little older, I played Little League Baseball. Anybody here play Little League Baseball? Come on. There we go. What the rest of you do with your time. Anyway, so I'm playing Little League Baseball, and I'm the 4th round cleanup hitter. That means it's my job to bring home the grand slam and the win. We lose. Who? They blame. You. Yes, so I come home crying, and this is Debbie Hines' reaction. Hand to her hip. She goes, oh, honey. Que sera, sera. Which, if you don't know, is a Spanish song. It means what will be, will be. She would sing every lyric for the entire song every time there was a problem. Drove us all bananas, me and my brother and sister. But we appreciate it today because her optimism rubbed off. And, you know, I appreciate that she made a light of everything that was bad or anything that was painful. She always had a smile on her face. As a matter of fact, when I attempted to take my life off the Golden Gate Bridge and everybody was in disarray, this is how she entered the hospital. She walked in, smiling from ear to ear, and she said, "Oh, Kevin, I guess God wanted you to win that Oscar." Mom, it's high school theater. It's not going to happen. You know, when you get there, just let me be your plus one. Okay, sure. That was her attitude, you know. Always bringing about the light and things that were dark. And I'll never forget the look in her eyes as she gazed into mine when she picked me up from Archbishop Beard High School that day at 17. And I could see that she knew the depths of insanity that were in my mind. Very soon after she called my first psychiatrist. I would go to see him, Dr. J. Kevin Rist. J. Kevin Rist. I have a feeling she only picked J. Kevin Rist because his name is J. Kevin. My name is J. Kevin, which is clearly not how you pick a psychiatrist. They said Dr. Rist was one of the best in the field. His secretary, his apprentice, people we didn't know that knew him. Everyone said he was one of the best. And Dr. Rist himself would tell me every session, just like this. We'd go, "Kevin, Kevin, Kevin, Kevin." And I hate when he did it. So annoying. Let's do it again. "Kevin, Kevin, I'm one of the best in the field." Yeah, you said that, sir, like the last 17 sessions. You're also clearly a very humble man. Yeah. Anyway, Dr. Rist was trying to help me. He really was, genuinely trying to help me. And I wasn't having it. I was 17. Do you think I wanted at 17 to follow a treatment plan adequately? No, not by a long shot. At 17 and a half, every weekend I would go with my friends to binge drinking for blackout for weekend while on psychotropic medications, which could have ended me. I wasn't trying to get higher or feel the buzz. I was trying to stop the voices in my head. You see, in 4th grade, I heard voices, but I didn't quite understand what they were saying. I just knew they hated me. But at 17, voices were loud and crystal clear, telling me what I had to do. And I had to die with my hands. But I didn't want to. I never, ever wanted to take my life. Not even the day I attempted. I just believed I had to. I believed I had no other course to take. I believed it was the only option. Because of my brain. Your brain is the single most powerful organ you wield. It is mostly on automatic mode. It controls every action, and inaction will take every decision and indecision. And if your brain, for lack of a better term, is malfunctioning, well, guess what? There it goes. Resting, right? There goes resting. 17, 18 was a rocky road. I'd skyrocket up to a manic euphoric natural high. Once you go up, you must come. I'd come crashing down to a dark abyss of depression and pain. That dark abyss became this black cloud over my head, rain, hail, sleet, and snow, and I thought I was the only one. Little did I understand that 27.5 million other Americans lived with the same diagnosis I did at that time. And I felt alone, surrounded by a sea of people who loved me. And I silenced my pain. Every single day, I silenced my pain. Who in this audience is bold enough to tell me the truth? Did you ever silence your pain? Raise your hands. Come on, tell me the truth. If you are going to learn, my new friends, one thing today, and one thing alone from me, and I ask that it be this. When you leave those doors, and you go about the rest of your natural and beautiful, important lives, do me a solid. Never again silence your pain. I don't care if you are the toughest person in this room. But I think there'd be a debate between some of you, just to be clear. Just look at your faces here. And if you can recognize that you don't have to silence your pain, that a pain shared is a pain had. When we quiet our pain, when we silence it every day, it only bubbles up, festers, and grows, until it bursts into rage, aggression, violence, substance use disorder, suicidal thoughts, ideas, or actions. That's it. That's when we must recognize what I didn't know on September 25th, the year 2000, when I went over that rail. We have to recognize that our thoughts do not always have to become our actions. Our thoughts do not have to become our actions. Say it with me. After I say it, repeat after me, please. My thoughts
Thoughts
do not
do not
have to become
have to become
my actions.
My actions.
Follow your thoughts.
Mentally.
Can't your actions? How many of you would be in jail for road rage right now? Follow your thoughts, became your actions. Honest to God, how many of you would be in a world of trouble for a whole host of other things? Come on, people. All right. So if we can recognize in the face of suicidal crisis through self-awareness techniques that our thoughts don't have to own, rule, or define our next action, guess what? We can always remain right here. I didn't know that back then, on the 25th of September 2000. I didn't know that I had a choice. On the 24th, night before, I sat at my desk and I penned a note. My mother, my father, my best friend, Jake at the time, my girlfriend / ex-girlfriend was available depending on who you asked. I wrote that note to my little brother, Joseph, my older sister, Elizabeth. And this is what it said. Mom, I love you, but you're not always right. Dad, I love you too, but stop bringing the office home, this isn't work. I said to my little brother, who wanted nothing more than the greatest DJ on the West Coast, he was playing those mixed cassette tapes when they were still hot. Who here is honestly still playing mixed cassette tapes? See, one person. Oh wow, it's really dead. That's sad. And Joseph, he was really good at what he did. He loved being a DJ. And I said, you'd be a household name. My sister wanted to make films. I said, go get it, you got this. I said to my girlfriend / ex-girlfriend, it's not you, it's me. Man, don't say that, it's always us. I said to my best friend, Jake Lewis, the worst part of the entire note. You'll find another best friend. As if that is remotely how it works. Put that note in my shoulder bag. Put that shoulder bag by the door. At 6 in the morning, I entered my father Patrick Kevin Hines' room, where I get my middle name. We both get it. Our middle names from Uncle Kevin Joseph Ryan, his uncle, my great uncle. And I walked into his room at 6 a.m. He lay there sound asleep with his breathing apparatus on. You guys know about the CPAP machines, right? Yeah. Who knows about the CPAP machines? Oh dear God, not even breathe. Breathe. So he wore that CPAP machine. My dad did it different. You know, he's a different kind of guy. He wore a CPAP machine, which is supposed to keep you from snoring while snoring. In fact, he didn't care. And this is what he sounded like when I walked in. Yeah. Your good friend of mine served the original 1977 one that drew the great Darth Vader. That's a good movie. Not this new CGI nonsense they got going on today. That's all. And I startled him awake. He took off his mask, and he immediately said, "Kevin, what's wrong?" I wanted to tell him. I wanted to tell the one man who loved me the most in the entire world the truth. But I couldn't. Voices were too powerful. They were too loud. They were deafening. They told me what I had to do, and I listened. They won the day. I went, and I looked at my father, and he said, "Is everything all right?" I said, "Nothing's wrong, Dad. I just wanted to tell you that I love you." In my mind, it was the very last time. He said, "Well, Kevin, I love you too, but it's 6 in the morning. I don't have to be working till 9, go back to bed." And so, as he put his mask back on and fell swiftly asleep, as quickly as he had woken, I walked around to the other side of the bed. I sat on the carpet floor in a cross-legged position. I rocked my body back and forth in tears, and I begged myself to tell the one man who loved me the most in the entire world the truth. But I couldn't. Voices were too powerful, and they won the day. At 6:30, I entered my room. At 7 o'clock, my father came in. My notebook was packed in the shoulder bag by the door. Father came in and said, "Kevin, I'm very worried about you. I don't know what to do. Why don't you come to work with me today?" There it was. My opportunity, my chance to tell that man the truth. Be honest. The voices were so loud, I could barely hear what he was saying. I said, "No, Dad, I got to be in City College today. It's a big test day. No, Kevin, we'll go to the movies." "Sorry, Dad, I gotta go to City College, so many classes." "Kevin, we'll do whatever you want. I just want you to be with me today." Instinctually, he knew something was terribly off to the point that he needed to be next to me. My brain shut him off. He told me once again what I had to do, and told me it was inevitable that I had no choice. I said, Dad, I have a math test today. It shouldn't have been his first clue, because I hate math with a fiery passion. I'd tell your high school students today, I think doesn't really exist. It's working theory, it's man-made, it's all nonsense. And foreign language, I don't understand, don't want to. And if you love math, good for you, congratulations. You know, you're welcome. Anyway, so finally my dad says to me, Kevin, why don't I take you to City College? You take the bus home. I'll see you home at 6 tonight. You seem like you'd calmed down, because I made myself. I forced the welling water in my eyes to go back inside. I silenced my pain yet again. I could have made my affect simple, without pain, even though I was in the greatest pain my entire life. You see, Kevin, I'll take you to City College. You take the bus home. I'll see you tonight at 6 p.m. Sounds good, Dad. We get in this car. I'm gripping my shoulder back to my chest because I don't want him to find the note. He talks the whole ride. Patrick Kevin Hines is not a talking man. He speaks when spoken to. And just to be clear, when spoken to, Pat Hines says things a lot like this. Kevin, everything I say and do is with a purpose. I'm telling you this purposefully. He talks like that. And we're in the car, and I'm silent, which you know is very rare. And we get to the kitty corner up the side of the City College campus. And my father leans over, and he says one of his favorite mantras. He said it every day. He said it today, and we are lucky that he came. Kevin, I love you. Be careful. Every day. I kissed my father on the cheek as I'd done since I was about yet high. I told him I loved him. I stepped out of that car with my right foot and I stood. And a tear rolled down my right cheek, off my chin, onto my lugs boot, up to the middle shoelace. I'll never forget that moment as long as I should live. Because when I close my eyes right now, I can see my father driving away in the distance. And me thinking to myself, that's the last time I will ever see anybody I love. And the very last time anybody I love will ever see me. And believing that to be okay, being content with that idea, because of my brain trying to kill me as I desperately tried to cling to life. I wiped the water from my face. I walked on campus. I walked into the counselor's department. I sat down with the most readily available counselor. I asked her to drop me 9.5 of my 12.5 scholastic units at the college. Without batting an eye, without asking one question. Not who, why, what, when, or how. She dropped the courses. She neglected to tell me that by dropping those courses simultaneously, I immediately relinquished my medical coverage from the school's wellness program. The only medical coverage I had at the time. I survived what I did. The medical bills were exorbitant. And my father had to take that blow. This is a man who went from having $17 in his pocket as a child, a young man, having parents who had died of substance use disorder, alcoholism, which we know is plaguing our country along with the opioid crisis and suicide. This is a guy who had to come from the gutter for nothing. He played semi-pro hockey as the goalie with no mask. That was a bad idea. And he was a bruiser growing up. He had to fight for everything he ever earned the hard way. I'm sure like some of you in this room. And so on that day, with one action, I bankrupted my father. With one action. Well, you better believe I'm going to pay him back. It's going to take me from about 112, but I'll get there. And after the counselor visit, I walked in my only remaining class, English. I kept English. People have always asked me why. I will tell you, it's not because I was going to write a book. When it comes to the literary master, now I wrote a book, it's a bestseller, it still is, but here's the deal. There are 36 errors in the opening acknowledgments alone. Clearly, I'm not just bad at math, right? And so, the reason I went to English was very rudimentary. I went to English class for one reason: the teacher was gorgeous. I want to see her one last time. It's the only rational thing I told her. And I left that class early. I got onto a muni train. From there, I got onto a bus. I had one paper transfer to get on that bus. I sat in the very back row, in the middle seat, looking out upon everyone like I am upon you right now. 100 people board this bus. I sat there and I began to cry. Softly, moderately, waterfalls flowing from my eyes, mucus dripping from my nose. And that's when I began to yell aloud at the voices I was hearing in my head. Leave me alone! But I don't want to die. I'm a good person. Why do you hate me so much? What did I ever do to you? Now, if they weren't before, 100 people looking down the barrel of the bus at me and saying absolutely nothing. Except for one man, this guy to my left, says to the fellow next to him, while pointing me with his thumb with a smile on his face, "What the hell's wrong with that kid?" That, my newfound friends, is what's wrong with some of our society today. Our innate human ability to see somebody, anyone, in the greatest lethal emotional pain we've ever experienced and feel nothing for them, or fear of them, and apathy toward them. Well, that's his or her problem. Maybe I have things to do with people to see and places to go. That's not the people in this room. You are here doing the work tonight to find a glimmer of hope to move forward. I'm not talking about you guys. This guy on that bus, he broke my heart. All I needed was for one person to see my pain and say something. And the bus gets to Golden Gate Bridge Park. 100 people deboard right then and there. With their fanny packs with multicolored with lots of zippers from 1987. And their foreign accents from all over the world. And their cameras that weren't yet phoned, which your kids wouldn't understand. And everybody's off the bus but me. I look to the driver with a hope, a wish, and a prayer. He'll stop me and say something I need to hear. He says, "Come on, kid, get off the bus, I gotta go." I walked right up to this man, looked him right in his eyes, his tears flowed from mine, and he motioned for me to get off the bus. I walked off that bus's 2 steps like there were 2,000. Heart was palpitating, eyes red with tears. I walked across the 2-mile stretch of roadway that is the Golden Gate Bridge, walkway there. I paced back and forth for 40 minutes crying like a child. Bikers, joggers, tourists, runners, police officers searching for suicidal people. They went by me twice. Now, to be fair, those officers had not been trained in prevention they are today at the Golden Gate Bridge. Those officers saved roughly 152 lives per year. That's amazing, right? That's amazing. And I find myself stopping at a particular light, leaning my body over and crying my tears to water the globe. That is what happened. A woman from my left approached me. She had blonde, curly hair, beautiful woman, with sunglasses you ladies love to wear in the heat that don't fit your face. You look like giant human bugs. And she looks at me and I think, this is it. This lady is going to save me. I don't have to die today. Then she pulls out a digital camera and she says, "Will you take my picture?" I laughed inside. Lady, it's pretty terrible timing. And I took her camera and she posed right in front of me where I was going to end my life. 5 times, in 5 different poses. I mean, Instagram didn't exist. What was she doing? Anyway, so I took her pictures and she walked away. But she didn't walk 20 yards off the bridge. She walked back across the entire 2-mile stretch of Broadway, which is what people did every day. They spent 90 to 120 minutes at the Golden Gate Bridge in awe of its beauty. They called it the 9th wonder of the world. For me, it was a harbinger of death. At that moment, she walked away. I said to myself, absolutely nobody cares. Was that true? No. Everybody cared. Every member of my family, every one of my friends, my acquaintances would have been there to rip me from that veil to save me because of how much they cared. my brain wasn't allowing me to care for myself. Even though I desperately tried to cling to life, it would nearly take mine. At that moment, the voice in my head bellowed, at decimals I cannot express to you without piercing eardrums, jump now, and I did. With these two hands, I catapulted myself into free fall. My legs cleared the rail, and this is what occurred. Upon the millisecond that my legs cleared that rail, there was an instant regret for my actions. The 100% recognition that I just made the greatest mistake of my life, and it was too late. For 99% of the individuals over the last 83 years that have jumped off that bridge, it has been too late. 39 individuals have survived that fall till today, but only 5 of us get the privilege to stand, walk, and run. They call us the most exclusive survivors club in the world because the book of the same name by Ben Sherwood. My point, my new friends, is that I get to be here. And getting to be here, no matter the pain you're in, I believe today is a privilege and a gift. I was given a second chance in life. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. Let me explain my gratitude to you because I feel it's different than most. Maybe I'm wrong. I hold immeasurable gratitude for every single place I get to go because I didn't build it, yet here we are. And look at that carpet, it's from 1965, that's nice. It's keeping your feet warm, that's good. Right? I appreciate the 10th degree, every place I get to go, everything I get to do because I almost couldn't. And I definitely 110% appreciate each and every one of you who came tonight. Because we almost never got to meet. And here we are. That's how I appreciate life. With a sense of gratitude that is palpable. Everything, everyone, even the people that hurt me. Even the behaviors that affect me by others in a bad way. I appreciate. I've made a cognitive decision since my attempt to never again let my pain defeat me. I let my pain build me from the ground up. I live with chronic thoughts of taking my life. I will never die that way. I'll never die with my hands because of my gratitude. I'll never die with my hands because I fought so hard to live in the first place. In the hospital, after my 10.5-hour back surgery to replace my shattered vertebrae with titanium, see, I fell 220 feet, 25 stories, at 75 miles an hour in 4 seconds. I hit that water like you hit a solid brick wall. You stopped. Vacuum sucked me under 70 feet. I opened my eyes. I was alive and I was drowning. I didn't want to drown. I thought, well, Kevin, why did you jump in a giant body of water? Irrational thought, illogical thought lead to suicidal ideation and attempts, not rational, logical thought. Your family, your loved ones that left you by suicide, they didn't leave you